No, I don't think you get it. The hardest game ever made. Hello YouTube, I'm Darkest101 and actually kill me. Let's be perfectly honest here. Devil May Cry 3 is like a reviewer's death sentence. And no, I'm not over-exaggerating this fact. Devil May Cry 3 is actually infamous for how difficult it is. Literally infamous. Like, the entire Western export of this game was recalled as a complaint about the difficulty. And the game was then re-released in America and other Western territories after the easy mode was put back onto the disc. So when you guys asked me to review this game, I prayed for a Christmas fucking miracle, because that's the only way I was gonna beat this game. Well, I may not exactly be the devil, but this game definitely made me cry. Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening. Okay, a little backstory might be in order, because I've never, I repeat, never played any game made by Capcom, let alone a Devil May Cry game in my life. Okay, that's kind of a lie, because I have played one. I don't like talking about my experiences with that game. So, first Devil May Cry game. Forgive me if the control scheme seems a little weird, but most of my life hitting the square button has been my default melee attack, so using the triangle button gets a little off-putting for me. However, once I got over that incredibly odd design choice, I began to admire how streamlined switching weapons is in this game. A flick of the L2 or R2 buttons and you change guns and melee weapons. Very slick, very fluid in my opinion. The combo system has an Arkham sense in that it's easy to get a hold of but difficult to master. The upgrade system and shop system is also rather interesting. See, when you buy an item in the shop, the item increases in value. While I originally thought that was just for as long as you had one of that item in your inventory, I soon realized that once you buy an item, it's fixed at that higher rate, in an effort to discourage players from using items as a crutch for their failures and instead spend hard-earned demon souls on upgrading their moves and weapon power. It's an interesting concept. And when I say it's an interesting concept, I basically mean it's just something else to make the game one fuck-ton more difficult. Thanks, Capcom. I mentioned switching between weapons in this game. You do get two types. Devil arms, which are basically just melee weapons, and guns. And, not gonna lie, perhaps the most stupid weapon in either category is the Nirvana. I will tell you straight up, the reason I think it's stupid is because it's part scythe, part literal electric guitar. Genuinely being serious here, the strings of this weapon are tendrils electricity. It's quite literally the dumbest thing I've seen in this game, and considering Dante fucking shoots his sword like it's a bullet, that's saying a lot. And I watch a fuck ton of anime, by the way guys, so my extension of this belief can go quite a long way. So if I say something is stupid, I mean it's really fucking stupid. And speaking of stupid, Dante. Oh, Dante. I get how everyone thinks of you as an ultra badass who don't give no shits whatsoever, and yeah, I may get that same impression if I play Devil May Cry 1, 4 and 2, and I am going to play them in that order, even if I get the same experience as playing it straight up 1, 2 and 4. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, Dante. Dante and that annoying, pitiful, whiny, stupid motherfucking voice. Look, I know this is Dante's Awakening. This is canonically the first game in the Devil May Cry franchise. Dante hasn't cemented himself as the ultimate badass yet, so he has to be weaker than every other installment, but come on! That voice is so pathetic! He's just like a whiny rich brat who's trying to prove he's badass. He's Draco Malfoy but with guns. And not the kind of guns that meant Chris Hemsworth couldn't wear sleeves in the Avengers.
I know some of you are probably going to think of me as the Antichrist for outing Dante as sounding like a whiny little bitch, but he does, to be perfectly honest. He sounds like that one guy who's at a party and tries to be cool and macho, but everyone else is just sort of like, hey, that's a neat party trick. Can you go get me another beer, please?
What else is there to talk about in this game? The boss fights are pretty cool, I guess, but they kind of suffer from the PS2's limitations in that they have pretty easily recognizable attack patterns. They don't have any real weak spots to exploit, you just get in close and kick some ass, so there's that. And I honestly don't like how this game is structured in mission form. I mean, from where I'm sitting, it's all just one big puzzle, one big map with different segments separated by cutscenes. But the problem with this is that the whole game is set up into multiple missions, so whenever you get some traction going, the game stops you flat and it takes you 5 minutes to get back into it again. I mean, I guess it's convenient to buy new shit at the shop, but it's not conducive to the story element.
It just feels disjointed, unnatural, almost like it doesn't fit.
It does, however, have a decent villain / comic relief in the form of my favourite character in this game, the Jester. / Arkham, because spoilers, they're the same character, I guess. Jester in particular though, because guy's just a fucking basic Joker reference.
And we all know how I feel about the Joker. I did a video about my top 5 Batman. It's okay, no one sees that video anymore.
Dante's awakening begins with Dante, the half demon, half human monster killer, setting up shop. Yet to take a name for the establishment and unopened for business, Dante is interrupted by a man named Arkham. Arkham speaks of an invitation from Dante's brother Virgil as the other twin raises a tower in the middle of the city.
Wait, did Virgil just raise that tower from the ground up? Huh. Apparently playing Sims 4 gives you superpowers.
Dante accepts this invitation and battles his way up the tower, coming across Mary, or Lady, or whatever, I don't know. Daughter of Arkham, I guess. And if you're wondering why she's wearing a schoolgirl outfit, check out what she wears in DMC4.
I would say the game makers are perverse in this scenario, but it's Japan, what can you do?
Dante eventually makes his way up to the top of the tower and meets with Virgil. The other brother, however, proves to be too much for Dante and kicks his ass royally.
Foolishness, Dante. Foolishness.
However, Dante somehow gets back onto his feet and follows Virgil to the depths of the tower in order to prevent his brother from reopening the portal between human and demon worlds. Along the way, later reveals that Arkham killed her mother in order to become a demon himself. The fact she reveals of Arkham's corpse says Virgil dispensed of the demon after he found no more use of him.
Have I decided I like Virgil better than Dante? He's a cold, calculating, cruel villain character that plays well off of the Jester and Arkham, and unlike Dante, his voice doesn't piss me off.
Dante, however, isn't able to reach Virgil before he enacts the ceremonies to reopen the portal. This proves to be far less of a problem than you'd think.
Why isn't this working? Is there something missing? Must more blood be shed?
You seem to be in a bad mood.
Dante.
I'm sure you have time for one more game, right?
Why not? After all, we share the same blood. I'll just use more of yours to undo Daddy's little spell.
So, you want a piece of me, literally? Okay, bro. Come and get it, if you can.
The two brothers fight once again, however, and despite being literally impaled earlier that night, Dante manages to not only hold his own against Virgil this time, but beat that motherfucker. Or he would have, if interruptions didn't keep on happening.
Foolish girl.
Bravo! Bravo! I never dreamed that things would go so smoothly. Well done, everyone! Well done! Zowie, that was close. But you've taken quite a trouncing today, haven't you, Virgil? You could have chopped me into confetti by now if you were in tip-top condition.
Damn you!
You have lost.
Because you underestimated humans.
You bastard!
It's time for your spanking, my dear. You want to know why the spell didn't break? Virgil? You have the 2 amulets and Sparta's blood. You had everything you needed to unleash the evil.
2 amulets. A set of Sparta's blood. Now, I need one more key. He sacrificed 2 things to suppress the tremendous force of this tower. His own devil's blood and a mortal priestess. I needed you, in whose body flows the same blood as the sacrificed woman. His spell cannot be undone without your blood.
It was quite a ride, you know. If any of you had died before getting here, our little plan would have gone to waste. Ha! Therefore, my job was to make you battle each other in order to weaken you. But at the same time, I had to guide you here and make sure that you were kept alive. I even went so far as dressing like a complete idiot. Whoa!
Try me.
It's time for the clown to bow out, Arkham.
Dude, the show's over.
Everyone gets a kick-ass line, and all Dante can say is, dude. This is the badass of Devil May Cry? Am I missing something here?
The gateway opens, and in the confusion, Arkham knocks everyone the fuck out and reveals his plan is to reclaim the power of Sparta for himself. After he gives a good old-fashioned evil laugh, Virgil disappears in the chaos, and Dante and Lady go 2 ways to kill Arkham. Lady uses the grapple on her fucking bazooka, and Dante defies physics. Here I thought shooting that damn sword was stupid.
Okay. I take everything I said about Dante back, because that was fucking badass.
Dante comes across Lady once more, and the two end up having a pissing contest over who gets to kill her father.
I told you, you can't do it. Don't you get it? This is not a human's job.
You're the one who doesn't get it. It's not something you can reason with. It has nothing to do with me being a human and you being a demon. I'm driven by the inability to forgive him. My soul is screaming, demanding me to kill him. That's enough motivation to keep me going. Besides, this is my family matter. You should stay out of it.
Okay, lady. I get the picture now, but I can't just sit back and watch either. I'm pretty pissed at him too, you know.
Why do you care so much?
This whole business started with my father sealing the entrance between the two worlds. And now, my brother's trying to break that spell and turn everything into Demonville. This is my family matter too. Quite frankly, at first, I didn't give a damn. But because of you, I know what's important now. I know what I need to do.
Wait.
Trust me, I'll make things right for you. That's what my soul is telling me to do.
Use this.
How much is it gonna cost me?
You can give me your name.
Dante.
Dante. Please. Free my father.
I will, lady.
Dante travels to the demon realm to fight the now uber-charged Arkham. With the power of Sparta in his hands, Dante is overwhelmed by Arkham's newfound strength, when Virgil comes in to aid his blade. The Sons of Sparta then make short work of Arkham, and in the most badass fashion possible.
I'll try it your way for once.
Remember what we used to say?
Jackpot.
Okay, that's fucking sweet.
Arkham, however, not only manages to survive both the ass-kicking he just received, but also the fall back to Earth. Luckily, Mary's there to finish him off.
Mary died a long time ago. My name is Lady. Goodbye, Father.
Jesus!
Somebody remind me, never get her angry. She seems a bit like a loose cannon.
Well, after first-degree patricide, she laughs about it. In that cliché way that always turns to tears. Meanwhile, Dante and Virgil have a pissing contest about who gets their daddy's sword. Okay, saying that out loud sounds a lot worse than I'd originally written it.
We are the sons of Sparta. Within each of us flows his blood. But more importantly, his soul! And now, my soul is saying it wants to stop you!
I'd really like to defend the painful delivery of that line by saying, 2005, it was a time when video game directors didn't give a shit about how their actors sounded, but... we do not talk about that.
Dante does beat Virgil this time finally, but the portal to the demon world begins closing, and Virgil remains behind, doing his best Man of Steel impression in the process, as Dante returns home. Like a man, Dante doesn't admit to crying over the loss of his brother, and promises to help Lady eliminate every demon left alive, finally naming his shop, and finally dressing like a fucking boss in the process.
Wanna know the name? Devil May Cry.
In a post-credits scene, Virgil wakes up in the demon realm before charging into battle with his father's nemesis, Mundus. Mundus? Whatever, that's Devil May Cry 3, Dante's Awakening.
Well, that was actually better than I expected.
I'm not saying I expected this game to be bad, but I certainly wasn't expecting it to be this much fun. Yeah, you heard right, I found this game fun, even with its ridiculously overpowered enemy AI. Yes, some of the action did appear a little stupid, Dante sounds off sounding like a little bitch, and the constant deaths were a bit of a nuisance, but the boss fights were fun, Dante eventually became an ultimate badass, and the puzzles were, they were kind of amusing.
Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening is actually a lot of fun. It's not really the sort of game you're going to play for hours on end though. Given the numerous amount of times you are definitely going to die in this game. It's the game you play for maybe a good hour or so, and then you leave for a day because you've lost an hour's worth of progress after the first death. With that in mind, guys, DMC 3 Dante's Awakening gets a dark rating of 80.
Jackpot.
But I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If we're going to throw one devil at the wall, we might as well throw them all. Hope you guys have enjoyed Double Dip December on Darkest101 Reviews. I've been Darkest101. You've been watching Darkest101 Reviews. Thanks for watching. Good night, YouTube.